Hi folks, welcome back to Cannock Paranormal, and so we're trying to arrange our next visit to Cannock Chase. I'm gonna go to Castle again. Hopefully, weather will have calmed down. We were lucky last time with the weather at Castle Ring, but yeah, the weather's been pretty crazy, and yeah, storms and everything. Just over the last couple of weeks and stuff. But hopefully, by the time we get back there, December, we might have some like stable weather. Um, so yeah, I was having to think about what I could try next time we go because um, doing a bit of a call out, which I did last time when I was in the woods. I could sort of like maybe assume that it paid dividends with the light anomalies. So I'm just thinking we might try something with using light as well this time. See if we can attract any attention from the sky. And of course, if you're trying to sort of like I don't know what it's called now. It's called it's some kind of contact, isn't it? But if we're trying to make contact with um these lights, the orbs, UAPs, if you like them, I guess you can. I've heard it said that you can sort of do it with light, so you kind of shine lights into the sky and they respond likewise. So it's something that we're going to try. And as I said in the last video, that kind of becoming more and more in touch with. I don't know. I still feel a bit awkward about saying, but like more spiritual kind of way of life, I suppose. And I feel like I'm changing. I don't know if anyone else is feeling like this. I don't know whether something's changing in the world that people are beginning to, feel with their heart rather than their head. And but yeah, for sure. When I go out to Cannock Chase next time, I will be kind of trying to open my heart to whatever is out there and see if that works more than just kind of like blandly calling out. And yeah, on the subject of like spiritual stuff, and I've had some like really weird dreams over the last sort of like 6, 7 months, and it's kind of made me stop and imagine, the world, a different world, because some of these things have been sort of like not predictions, but just like future situations, future scenarios. And yeah, I say I feel like I'm changing from inside out. It's a very strange feeling. It's not all the time. Sometimes I'm going about my daily stuff and I don't really kind of think about anything. But then sometimes I kind of feel like an immense like I don't know, a lot pouring of my heart. Not outwardly but inwardly. Um, but a lot of love towards just general people, and I can't really sort of like put it into words because it is just a feeling. So um, and it's crazy because one of the things I wanted to do was just to before I had got ill, I was intending to do a lot more walking and recording. Oh, sorry. Oh. I finished. I literally finished work tonight at 7, and I'm kind of bushed. Yeah, it's gone very very cold. It's made me very very sleepy. I've got a bit of coffee actually. I'm not sure if coffee is the best thing at this time of night, but I don't have to drink it all. I don't mind drinking it cold tomorrow. Um, but yeah, I just needed something warm inside me because it's gone really really bitter outside, and hopefully it'll be dry and not too cold when we go back to Cannock Chase. But yeah, I do want to try a few things when I'm up there, and I do feel more open to what I would have formerly called like woo woo, um, the woo woo method. But I think genuinely, I think there's something in it. And I don't think it's like a religion thing. I don't want to know about, you know, I don't want to know about doing rituals to get myself into a sort of spiritual way. So I don't really want to kind of prescribe to anything. The way I kind of feel, the things I've experienced over the last 6 months, in my dreams, and some weird things in real life that have really kind of made me stop and think that um, we can shape our own universe, but but we have to kind of like ask for stuff and just think really positive and happy about stuff. Um, it still sounds a bit stupid when I say it, but so yeah. Anyway, hopefully I will have another a Cannock chase video at some point. Interestingly, I was watching. I think is it Daisy May Cooper and her brother. What's it? I can't think of his name. Memory shit. But a they did a sort of an investigation. It was more of a sleepover at the Four Crosses. I think that's on the A5. I've never actually been inside the Four Crosses. I have been invited a few times to do paranormal investigations there, but I've never kind of really fancied it. Um, but and also I'm not I don't, because I don't really 100% believe in ghosts. I I suppose I've never really been sort of inclined to think there might be something there. I guess other people have had experiences. I did actually like what the one of the proper paranormal investigators said, which was that some people come in as believers and leave as skeptics, and some people come in as skeptic and leave as believers. So I do like that. That kind of like had an honest ring about it, and don't always hear that from paranormal investigators. A lot of it is blind belief in that anything that happens is going to be paranormal, and I'm really of a mind that it's observation is everything. Maybe if you can use your feelings to try and create something, that I guess that is one method, like spiritual heart and the belief that you can communicate with something. But I think it's another thing to then get all kind of feely and touched by um, stuff that doesn't affect anyone else. I'm really not sure about any of that kind of stuff. Really, I think the mind is a powerful tool, and um, it can create many things, many feelings in the body, and and if you believe that something's out there and it's going to touch you, then you're going to start feeling it. It's a bit like when you know, um, you see a spider, and all of a sudden you start to get a little bit itchy, or if someone's talking about spiders, and then you start to like, oh, what's that on my hair? You kind of think there's a spider. I think the same happens with paranormal. People kind of sort of like think, oh, there's going to be a ghost, and then they start to kind of feel like they're being tugged or pulled or touched, or they're being given a headache. Or don't discount any of these things. I just think that it's a little bit too convenient for the situation, and for definitely, I mean, I've been out on Cannock Chase many times, and the only time I was probably felt affected by anything was but on the stepping stones, on the way back from the stepping stones, when it was like a really low hum, and I'm not sure what it could have been causing. I know there's some sort of like rail line, not 100 miles away from there, and but it was so kind of low. It was like definitely a very very low frequency, and I think that it kind of affected me. It was making my ears vibrate and everything. Made me feel quite disoriented. But yeah, it's the only time I've really sort of been physically affected on Cannock Chase. For sure, you kind of, your senses become heightened while you're up there, but doesn't mean that it's because there's something lurking in the bushes. It's, there's a lot of animals and birds and owls. and even bats up there as well. So, and deer make noises sometimes that you can't fully distinguish. To hear two deers right is quite scary in the dark. But yeah, I like to think I'm a little bit more open with my heart, and that I can use that for maybe. I would like to think that it's possible to communicate that our skies are full of UAPs just waiting to be communicated with, and they're benevolent is the word I'm looking for. You can tell it's been a long day. Um, so yeah, I like to think that they're benevolent and that they're curious that you're trying to communicate with them and they just want to show themselves. And hopefully, if we can do that, then that's a really important step forward on Cannock Chase to actually do something that has that we can not maybe measure, but that we can gauge. If we flash a green light or a red light into the sky, and we get something that flashes red you know, or green or something, then that's quite meaningful, I guess. But we'll have to wait and see. It's just something else to do up there. Um, and yeah, where there's lights in the sky, sometimes there's feet on the ground. Yes, um, I suppose UFOs and Bigfoot are being sort of connected. Um, I'm not fully on board with like that. There's a Bigfoot, on Planet Chase or something, but I think there's things up there that might be of a supernatural nature that mimic other things. So if someone sees like a big hairy man, it could be, mimicry of something that was long, long gone. Um, thousands of years ago. I think there is an intelligence up there, but it's not like an intelligent like somebody who's been alive in a human form and then passed away. I think it's something that's deeper and older than anything. Um, and yeah, and there seems to be a lot of like light activity up there. I was looking back for a few old pictures, and definitely there's lights we've seen up there before, and you kind of get a little bit blasé about it. We see a light moving about erratically the first time, and you get really excited, and then after the 10th time of seeing odd lights in the sky, you tend to think, okay, well, let's check this out later, and just to kind of rule out the possibility of it being an aircraft of any kind. And yeah, and probably maybe about 8 out of 10 times we've found that it's we can't explain it away. So, and it's always interesting to have these little mysteries. Anyway, I just thought I'd like catch up, and then yeah, definitely, hopefully get some actual video next time, and get some new SD cards for my cameras and that, and get back up there. Oh, no, no, I might even one day investigate the Four Crosses. But I don't know. I'm sure there's other sort of like places up there that are just as paranormal, if not more. People's homes or something, maybe by the chase. Who knows? Anyway, folks, hopefully you'll have a great week, and we're supposed to be getting some snow on Thursday, I think. So that's going to suck. So if you're in the Midlands or anything like that, or if you're up north, you might get a little bit of tinkling of snow. Generally in Birmingham, we just kind of get some muddy grey sleet, and that's it. Usually the beginning and end of winter. Nothing spectacular anymore. No white stuff really for very long. Um, and yeah, but knowing our luck, I think I have been upon Cannock Chase once where we've had snow and beginnings of snow, and that was quite interesting. Again, an interesting night. That was in Birches Valley, and that was a lone sort of vigil for a while by myself. Um, but no, other than that, we've not had any. I've not been had any full on snow when I've been up there, so but we might get a bit this week, so we'll see. So yeah, take care of yourselves and have a fabulous week, and I'll catch up with you soon.